Alright guys, we're gonna watch this video today. The modern day debate uploaded this. Feminism wasn't a reaction to oppression. One of the questions that I guess Rachel Wilson was asked and debated against 5 different people, and all of them failed to be able to answer this question adequately. The first person actually concedes he doesn't even know anything about the foundation of the feminism. The second one actually says, oh, well, most feminists don't even believe that, conceding the whole argument basically and allowing basically Rachel Wilson to win without even having to debate. So basically this showed and proved that, feminists and feminist advocates don't actually, not only do they not know the bare minimum foundational history and theories of feminism, they also are actually really bad at debates. They're actually bad at logical thinking. Therefore, we're going to see now Rachel Wilson basically asked them, hey, can you prove that females were oppressed in the past more than men? That's really the argument, it's more than men, because all humans were oppressed. I can prove today that I'm oppressed by America because I have to go to work today in 20 minutes instead of uploading 3 videos a day. I can argue that I'm oppressed. So this idea is not that is there oppression, is there oppression that is singled out to females over all of humanity. Not a single one of them was able to actually prove that, because all of humanity was oppressed at all moments of all of history, and you can't just prove that there was a singling out of women. But it's kind of hilarious to see these guys still try to debate that and argue that, and you guys basically see they're going to concede the whole debate. Every single one of them. Watch this. This is going to be incredible.
The first topic is feminism was not a reaction to oppression. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I guess a natural first question is what you think it arose from.
First of all, he's not allowed to ask a question. He's supposed to answer the question or answer the argument at hand. He's not supposed to ask a question here. He's supposed to say, well, yes, it is an actual reaction to oppression because of this. Instead, he's saying, well, if it's not a reaction to oppression, then what is it? So instead of him being called out for being wrong, saying, oh, it's a reaction for oppression because of this, and Rachel Wilson saying, no, you're wrong, now he's the one that's going to be able to tell Rachel Wilson, no, you're the one that's wrong if Rachel Wilson answers wrong, in an incoherent manner. So let's see. I mean, he's trying to obfuscate basically the whole debate here. He hasn't answered it. He just is trying to run away, actually. I don't think he actually has an answer to that feminism is not a reaction to oppression. I don't think he has an answer to this.
So the story most everyone's heard is that the reason feminism came about is because the evil patriarchy was oppressing the women, and they looked around one day and they went, oh no, we're being oppressed. We have
This
to
is
march.
not the matter at hand. We don't care about Rachel Wilson's argument. We need to hear his argument.
Protest until we're equal.
And then Rachel Wilson can respond.
That's really not how it happened at all. It was more of an astroturfed social engineering project by radical revolutionaries and wealthy industrialists.
So I'm just going to be honest. I don't know enough about the history of feminism to say whether you're right or wrong.
So he just concedes the whole debate. I mean, you literally can get up now and walk away, because why would I, an intellectual who wrote a book like Rachel Wilson, would want to spend another 4 minutes and 26 seconds with a human being that doesn't even know what he's talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about. You just conceded you have no idea what you're talking about. This is ridiculous. I mean, we didn't expect anything from this guy, right? Not after we saw what hat he was wearing. The fuck is this hat? What is he wearing? What is this outfit altogether anyways?
So I guess I kind of would rather just get to the meat of what I'm assuming you're saying,
Sure.
which is that feminism is inherently wrong, right? Because it wasn't found.
So now, you see how he strawmanned the whole argument? He literally had to change the whole question. He's like, hey man, listen, I don't even know anything. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're actually right. I concede. I'm a dumb fuck. I'm a piece of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm wearing this hat, a yellow hat. I'm wearing a yellow hat. Clearly, I have no sense of anything. Definitely no sense of fashion, let alone argumentation and debate. So I'm going to concede your whole argument. You are right. Feminism is not a reaction to oppression. But let me actually obfuscate the whole debate and actually act like I'm smart and say, no, feminism is not actually wrong. Feminism, he just changed, strawman the whole debate. Now the debate is feminism wrong? That's not what Rachel Wilson wanted to debate. But that's the only thing he can answer, because he has this bad debate style and a skewed moral compass that for some reason he believes that everything he does is right. and everything anyone else does is wrong. So let's keep watching, but this is hilarious how he obfuscated the whole debate. He literally strawmanned the whole argument from Rachel Wilson.
Founded by. So I guess I kind of would rather just get to like the meat of what I'm assuming you're saying,
Sure.
which is that feminism is inherently wrong, right? Because it wasn't founded by oppressed women; it was founded by some other, corrupt industry.
That, and people just have this assumption because of over 100 years of propaganda.
By the way, after he reiterated the question, strawmanned it, what changed? How is he going to change this argument? Let's hear it.
that women were historically
How is he going to answer better than what he's answered before? He literally conceded the whole argument already.
oppressed, when I don't think that's accurate at all. I don't think there's any real evidence that women were oppressed compared to men, for instance.
Imagine being able to build anything,
Look, I can't afford
for any
premium.
reason,
Leave me alone.
in any style.
So what about parts of our history where there were just objectively unequal rights, like voting, for instance?
So in the West, most men only gained the
So if you don't vote, you're oppressed? So every prisoner is oppressed? What the fuck is this argument? Every little child is oppressed? Every person younger than 18 is oppressed? What is this argument? What is this bullshit?
right to suffrage.
Every human being that is not part of this country is oppressed because they don't get to vote for this country's elections. Every human being in the world that's not part of this country is oppressed. Like, what? What is this argument? Like, can you come up with something better?
Maybe a decade or so before.
Oh, I couldn't vote, therefore I was oppressed. Bro, 3/4 of your whole country. What do you mean 3/4? Only like 1% could vote throughout all of history. There were kingdoms. I mean, there wasn't even a voting. There was one person making all the decisions throughout all of history. This idea that, we didn't get to vote, therefore we were oppressed, is ridiculous. That means anybody that can't vote on your election, you're oppressing them.
Women did. So people assume that as soon as we had, various forms of democracy, either in America or England, that all men could vote. That's not the case. It was a very small group of men. There were a lot of caveats. It depends on the time and place, but you had to either be a landowner, you had to have certain other various requirements. Sometimes you had to pay a poll.
Not only that, throughout all of history, we had kingdomhoods. You didn't even have a say to even if you exist or not sometimes, man. What are you talking about? The king makes every rule himself. He doesn't even need a voter. He just needs a consultant. This idea that, we didn't get to vote, therefore we are oppressed. So you didn't get to vote on what the flavor of cornflakes, the next cornflakes brand is going to be. Are you oppressed? Fucking loser.
Tax in order to be able to vote.
What a
in England,
loser.
for example, men only gained universal suffrage about a decade before women did.
But it's good that we made that progress, right?
I don't think so, but that's a separate prompt.
Okay, fair enough. I don't really know where to go from there then, because again,
Because I already conceded the debate, and I'm actually trying to straw man anyway, so I can change the debate topic. Because I literally have no answer to this. Because I actually believe feminism is actually a reaction to oppression, and I literally already conceded that I don't know the history of this. Therefore, I literally don't know where to go from here. Mental ill. What did you guys expect from a guy wearing a yellow hat that looked like that?
regardless
Be
of
honest.
the circumstances by which feminism arose,
Did anybody
is
expect the debate
kind
here?
of indifferent to me. This is kind of similar to conversations like I had earlier, as far as like religion, for example, in society, right? It's more about the effects of it. And so regardless of the circumstances of how feminism arose, I think that the effects of it are probably advantageous.
I think the effects are deeply disadvantageous.
How are the effects of feminism advantageous? Because women can vote now? They can vote us to go and die in wars that they don't have to fight for? Like, what the fuck is advantageous? They get to vote for our fucking immigrants to show up. They get to vote to destroy our educational systems and our workplaces. What is advantageous about feminism allowing women to vote for their sexual liberation? And allowing them to vote to murder their own children. What is so liberating and great about? What's the advantage of that? I don't get it. That women get to have a higher body count? Like, do we see a better society? Like, do we see a more fruitful society, or we see a more demolished and shamed and belittle society when you have these women vote for their slaughter and murdering their own kids. What is the advantages of feminism? Can anybody show it to me? Because he just keeps assuming that there are certain advantages of feminism, but I don't see them in my life.
Just to both men and women. And I think women, if your concern is for women, we were better off prior to our liberation from the evil patriarchy. If you look at every metric that we have to assess women's happiness and well-being in modern times, it's lower than it was prior to when they started tracking this around the 1960s.
She's such a good debater.
So I think there's a problem with the data tracking there, right? I don't know
What?
the figures.
Bro, you don't know fucking shit. You literally conceded. You don't know how to debate. You don't even know the history of feminism. What the fuck are you talking about? There's a problem with the tracking of the data. You don't know anything. You don't even know what the data's claiming. You're such a liar. Look at these losers. Be honest. What did you expect from a guy wearing a yellow hat that looked like that?
Specifically, but I mean,
I'll never forget
we
that.
have a lot less horses in our military than we also did back in like the 1800s, right? So I think that.
Well, let me ask you, what do you think
horses?
it did for women? Why do you think, or for anyone, what do you think the advantages are? Why was it good?
Oh, we have less
I think
horses.
specifically just giving equal footing and opportunity to women, which
Oh, the advantages of feminism is that they have equal footing. What equal footing? They don't have to go into the wars that they fight for, that they vote for us to fight in. They don't have any. They're still protected, and they have protected spaces, and they have protected, statuses in our government and our laws. The divorce courts favor them. What is equal about our systems here?
I don't think is even entirely fulfilled at this point, but
Because women are unequal. They're unequally ruined, destroying men. The only way for a woman to have a right of equality is to take it away from the man, to be equal to other men. They have to take it away from men. They have to step on other men's head, take the opportunity of him to go to college from him. That's the only way. So there's no equality happening. Women are stepping on men's head. That's the only way they can climb up this mountain.
sure that I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the traditional.
Because how can a woman compete against me when it comes to a sports, for example, or an intellectual battle? It's impossible. Where is a woman going to debate Manar and win? Or like bench press higher than me? It's impossible. So what they have to do is they have to step on my head. They have to gaslight me, tell me I'm a loser. I'm supposed to be beneath them. I'm actually supposed to leave this college. I deserve to be a plumber. That's what they have to do so they can take my position. Other than that, they can't defeat me in any matter. You have to understand, women, there's no equality when women come into the spaces. They have to step on your head to take over your position. And that's what people don't understand about rights, is you can't give somebody rights without taking them away from somebody. The only way a woman can have a right to abort her baby is you take the right from the baby to say no to the abortion.
Female role.
What opportunities did they not have?
Well, voting for one. But even in the workplace,
men
right?
couldn't vote either for the most part.
Yeah, and we fixed it.
So the whole argument here this guy has is that feminism is great because it allows a woman to vote. This guy is mentally ill. So if I allow, for example, prisoners to vote, I automatically become good and driving equality into our society. I mean, what a mental ill person he
Right?
is.
So I think that this is, just because it was a wrong before.
So if I allow immigrants to vote, now I'm actually driving more equality between the immigrants and the citizens. I mean, imagine the mental illness that do we have to have equality in everything? Is that so necessary? Should immigrants be equal to citizens? Are we going to be able to sustain a society like that?
That for men doesn't mean that it still was unequal.
So do you think that we would have the welfare state without female voters? Do you think the welfare state is a good thing?
I don't understand the question.
Do you think we would have abortions without female voters? Disgusting.
So would we have massive entitlement spending?
Disgusting.
Would we have food stamps? Would we have open borders
Just
and all
abortions
these perks for immigrants?
Just abortion. A million children dead a year. A million murders.
Where they're getting free housing.
Women
and
are
healthcare and food,
murderers.
if it weren't for female voters.
I think you still would. I don't think female voters necessarily.
More than October 7. A million a year. October 7 in 3 years almost is like 300,000 the casualties for all of October 7, ever since October 7. A million babies a year are murdered in America for elective reasons.
Have to sway those things, but I also
The data says that overwhelmingly they are the most reliable voting bloc for all types of entitlements, especially open borders and immigration.
And abortion.
If you go back, though, historically, right, and again, I didn't know the topic, so I don't have any literature to, like,
Bro, you're such a shit debater.
literally support this, but...
Stop conceding that you're stupid. Just get up and leave, man. If you don't have, like, why are you even talking? If you don't have any
Those
if
who
you
know,
don't know anything,
there's
why are you
only one-
speaking? Just leave. Like leave. You're gonna be fine. Like, nobody needs to hear you.
We have to sway those things, but I also...
The data says that overwhelmingly they are the most reliable voting bloc for all types of entitlements, especially open borders and immigration.
If you go back, though, historically, right, and again...
Every time Rachel Wilson makes a point, he's like obfuscates to the next point. I mean, what a loser.
I didn't know the topic, so I don't have any literature to, like,
and then he
literally
concedes
support
that he's
this,
stupid, too. He's so bad.
Women had a lot of influence in the House, even when they couldn't vote, right?
Exactly.
So, but we
Exactly.
gave the ability
He just conceded the debate again.
to women to express their own independent votes. They are a vote.
But how is that good? How is that a good thing? Why is that a good thing if women are voting to murder more men, to murder more babies, to destroy societies with extreme immigration, to have more promiscuity? How is that a good thing? To allow LGBTQs in our schools and change our curriculum? How is that a great thing that we allowed the autonomy of a woman if she's a crazy freak? It's like saying, oh, it's great that prisoners are allowed to vote now. We achieved equality, forgetting the actual outcomes that happen from prisoners voting. There's no more prisons anymore.
And so if, let's just say you're right, that women are a major proponent for,
Just the idea that they can vote is the actual win. It's not the outcome of their votes. That's the win. What a mental, debilitated argument.
policies we see in immigration, who cares? They're still a part of our populace. They get to have a say on this.
If you're a woman and you're living in New York City or other places where there's tons of illegal immigration and you're now being subjected to disproportional amounts of violence that you weren't subjected to before.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Go ahead and substantiate that.
Yeah, so...
that's not true, though. Immigrants are burning women in subway stations. Is that not true?
immigrants, illegal immigrants specifically, if you obviously...
The word illegal is a crime. So this idea that illegal immigrants do less crime... Bro, they walked into the country criminally. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a crime for them to walk into the country the way they did. They're like, oh no, they're do less crimes. Yeah, if you disappear the crimes they've already done and look for the new crimes that they're gonna do, yeah, they've done less. But if you actually account for everything they've done, where am I a criminal? I didn't run through the Texas border and go into Mexico. You can't just I can't walk up into Mexico after I ran through the Texas border into Mexico and then say, look, I do less crimes than you guys. You need to allow me in. I do less crime. I haven't done a single crime. I just showed up here. How can you say, I do less crimes than you guys? You guys do a lot more crimes. You should allow me here. I do less crimes. Definitionally, I walked into the country a criminal. This is weird. Not only that, it's like not proportionate because the people that lived here for, this is their livelihood, whereas the people that just showed up. Let's say even 10 years ago. That's still not enough time to have a huge criminal record. You know? It takes about 12 to 15 years to have a huge criminal record of actual like disparity of actions and bad things. You don't get caught in the first time you rob. You never get caught the first time you rob. God always protects you the first time you rob.
The illegal part of the immigration, literally just commit crimes at lower rates than national.
So you think
citizens.
that
mental illness. Of course they do. They just showed up. I just showed up into your country. How can I make a crime? Not only that, definitionally that's wrong because I walked into your country a criminal. Because I walked into your country, smuggled through Texas into your border, smuggled. That is a crime. So not only definitionally is he wrong, also descriptively he's wrong because it doesn't make... How can I make more crimes than you? You've lived your whole life in this country. I just showed up 3 years ago. It's almost impossible for me to get to your level of crime and history. What a trash debater. What a trash debater. I didn't want to spend so much time on this guy. Sorry I spent so much time on this guy. He's just such a trash debater. I couldn't believe the low IQ. He exposed all male feminists to be low IQ debaters. I'm surprised there isn't a woman here so I can laugh at them. But yeah, they protected the woman. They only gave her men. And we're going to look at the rest of the men, guys. But yeah, this is the video I want to upload. Don't ever trust anyone wearing a yellow hat. Don't ever think he's an intellectual in anything. That is a farce.